They can purchase solar power from Cypress Creek Renewables. Now Cypress Creek Renewables is just going to put power on the grid. So then you would buy power from them, but they're just going to put power on the grid, and then you can buy power from Cypress Creek Renewables. Apparently we do have enough sunshine to make this a valuable experience, and if this project is successful, then Cypress Creek plans tentatively to construct 3 additional solar farms here in Lamar County. They have several solar farms in northeast Texas, so if this one can be successful, there'll be a few more coming along. I would think so too, but Cypress Creek Renewables, this is what they do. They build solar electric farms, and they apparently have figured out a way to make it profitable. Only Lamar County will be abating the taxes. Only Lamar County will be giving up some, not all, will be giving up some of the tax revenue. All of the tax revenue on $12.1 million piece of property will go to the Prairieland Independent School District and Paris Junior College. So in other words, the full $12 million is subject to the full tax rate from the Independent School District. And when you do that math, it's more than $133,000 per year. Cypress Creek Renewables will become the 2nd largest taxpayer in the Prairieland Independent School District. There are a whole bunch of rules, tax rules, that apply to these kind of projects. So it's not even Lamar County Appraisal District that is setting these values. It's coming out of Austin. And so based on those calculations, Prairieland Independent School District can expect, we hope, in excess of $130,000 a year. And then of course PJC will also collect whatever their rate is as well. In fact, the only way that it could affect the local taxes is to make local taxes less, because the way that you lower taxes in a community is through economic development. That is to say, having a lot of taxpayers paying into the system means everybody pays a little bit less. So we're very welcoming of Cypress Creek Renewables coming to Lamar County, especially Prairieland ISD, because it's a rural school district. By them investing this kind of money in that district, it helps keep the taxes lower for everyone in that district. And the county as well, because they will pay some taxes to Lamar County. What they expressed to us is that they want to have this done by the 4th quarter of this fiscal year. So by the end of this year, they want to be up and running. And so they are very much in a hurry that we get these agreements in place, and then they want to be done by the end of this calendar year. And the other thing that I wanted to mention was about these projects, because a lot of people are asking me, like, well, why are they putting it where they're putting it? And it's because one of the issues with solar power is that it's not storable. We've not yet developed the technology to store solar power. So it's being built near a piece of infrastructure where it can put power directly on the grid. It's not storing power, but we'll be putting power directly on the grid when the sun is shining. The other projects they are contemplating will be located near similar pieces of infrastructure in Lamar County. So people say, well, why are they putting it where they're putting it? And that's because that's where the infrastructure to put power directly on the grid is already located. It's not about, the geography per se. It's about locating it near a piece of infrastructure on the grid that they can simply plug into. And so I do not know where the other future sites are contemplated, but that seems to be the driving force of the locating of these facilities in Lamar County at this point in time. He did say when the technology comes along for battery power and so forth, storage, we'll see more of that. It's not here yet. Cypress Creek called me some weeks ago and expressed an interest in visiting with me about this project, and to make this project financially feasible, they explained to me that they do need a tax abatement from Lamar County. And so I just kind of sat and listened, and had done some due diligence before I took that phone call because they had left messages, and we had discovered they had done several of these projects in other counties. They have 3, I think, in Grayson County, 1 in McLennan County, which is Waco. So they have a history of doing these projects. I actually got a copy of the tax abatement agreement from the one from McLennan County, so that when I had him on the phone, when we got to his proposal, it was exactly what they had done in Waco, McLennan County. And so I felt very comfortable going forward with that conversation. Once he and I had spoken, he said, well, how soon can we go forward with this? Because they're very anxious to be incentivized. This is an incentivizing agreement. No incentive, then this deal won't go forward. And so I said, well, how about Tuesday? And he was just, couldn't believe that we're moving that fast. I said, sure, Tuesday. That was on a Friday. And I said, how about Tuesday? We get you in front of the commissioners. And he was amazed, and he came in immediately for that. So they approached me. We had a back and forth for a week or so, and then got him on the agenda immediately. We met privately. We came out of that private meeting with the commissioners announcing that the commissioners tell me to go forward with this project. There was one final thing that I did want to say, which was that when I spoke with Cypress Creek Renewables, when they called me, and we were fairly responsive to their phone call, and we were very open to their proposal, which required an incentivizing agreement. And I expressed to them, after they discussed the project and what they wanted from us, I expressed to them on behalf of the citizens of Lamar County that we were very pleased to have them be a corporate citizen here in Lamar County, that they were very welcome to come to Lamar County with this type of project. And I think above all else, they were very pleased to hear how open we were to working with them. And that's because every single project that I've ever seen in my years as county judge has always had a problem. And what they want to be able to do is have reliable leadership that will help them work through their problems and become a helper and not a burden to them as they go forward. And they were very clear with me that they appreciate how much my office, the county judge's office, and the commissioner's court, and the Paris Economic Development Corporation have worked with them to make this project happen pretty rapidly. They've expressed that to us several times. So I wanted to say that to the public, that it's that openness to these kind of projects that they really appreciate and will lead to more projects as we go along.